Welcome to this video, which hopefully will help Math 140 and CTS 60 students in inserting and editing video files into a PowerPoint presentation. I do want to explain and have students exercise some precaution when you're dealing with video files in PowerPoint. And I'll make this visual for those of you who need to see this in writing. What's this slide? There we go. From personal experience, again, you have to acknowledge the fact that I have been teaching PowerPoint for many years, over 30 years, and have seen what has happened. Books do not always give these explanations because their files and videos, of course, work perfectly, but sometimes there are problems. I would be very cautious about using videos in PowerPoint. You may want to do a link to a video, especially on a website, and I'll show you this in a few minutes. I would also advise you very strongly to save the presentation before inserting any kind of video. Excuse me. So I'll go right to it. When you get onto a slide, and I'll just use a typical one that's from an old PowerPoint presentation from one of the textbooks, you go to the Insert menu, and again, I'm assuming you have some basic computer knowledge, and if you need a one-on-one hands-on with a person rather than a recording, I suggest you get with someone or with an instructor to help you additionally. You would go to the Insert tab on the ribbon and choose Video. I would choose the arrow rather than the icon of the little film reel. If you choose Clip Art Video, basically you're getting a selection of clip arts that do have some animation in them, and I'll go ahead and choose that one right there, and then you can get in the middle of it and move it and resize it as you want to in particular. And then when you play your slideshow, and I'll do this from the current slide, you'll see some kind of movement with it, and that's built into the clip art. Very quickly, and there you go. I'll go ahead and delete this for right now. If you want to insert a video that's already on your computer somewhere, from a jump drive or from the hard drive or somewhere, you can choose Video from File. And I happen to have some selected. Yours, of course, will be in a different place from mine because you're not at my house, I'm not at yours. So I'll choose one of these called Wildlife and insert that one. Now once the video is in place, and it may take a minute, you may find that it's oversized, and of course you can grab it by any one of the handles in a corner and hold the Shift key down, which will give you a size change. And again, there may be a little bit of a delay depending on how fast your processor is. My internet during this recording has been very slow lately due to a power outage recently, and mine's having a little bit of a delay in getting this accomplished. So be patient with the video as you are moving through it. And of course you can play the video if you like, and this one happens to work very well. It happens to have horses on it rather than birds, and it's covering the words, but again, the purpose of this video is not for perfection, it's just to give you the instruction. Now when the video is selected, and of course that's indicated by the handles, the little white circles or boxes surrounding it, your ribbon will change because it assumes you may want to do something to the video, and there are a couple of video tools, one called Format, where you can change the appearance, the color, etc., and maybe more importantly, the playback selection on the ribbon. If you click playback, you have several things you can do. You can have the video start on a mouse click. You can have it do it automatically, which I will do when the slide is showing on the screen. You can have it rewind after it's played. And just as importantly, you can trim the video right under the Design tab in this case. Click Trim Video, and you can actually, just as you did with audio, if you've seen that particular explanation that I recorded for you, you can go ahead and start this, and you can pause it wherever you want to, and you may notice that the little blue arrow is showing where it advances, and you can move this little green beginning point to that location. You can do the same thing on the end by clicking and dragging the red one over. You can even change the start times by using the little arrows that allow you to move it up and down. And you can reduce the size of the video that way, the playtime. And I'll go ahead and just show you how this applies by clicking OK. And of course then when you play the slideshow, again I will do this from the current slide just to make this simple in the interest of time, this one will play automatically from that particular point. Now I'll let it play for a few minutes, hoping it's not actually but just a very few seconds in reality, and hoping that I will show you that it rewinds, and it does go to the very beginning. Now if you prefer, you can actually get one also through the Insert tab or on the ribbon, and you can choose a video from a website. And if you click that, you can go into the website. What will happen is it will ask you to insert a special code called an embed code from the website. Now, I happen to have previously, before I started recording this video, I actually pulled something up from YouTube. And if you want to find, this one is called Funny Birds, and I'll go ahead and play this one just briefly from the beginning and let you see that in this particular example, that eventually there will be an advertisement that will come up, and unfortunately it's a little trickier to get rid of that unless you edit the video, and I think that advertisement may possibly come up in just a couple of seconds. Hopefully it does. It may not, since I played this once before. I'll see what happens. And it looks like it's going to move forward. In any event, I'll go ahead and pause this, and if you click the share button below the YouTube video, you'll actually get a couple of things. You will get the actual link to the website, and that's where the http.youtube.be is there. And you'll also get some code beneath that. If that doesn't show up, you would click the embed button, and it would show you the code, and basically you would just select that with your mouse, and hopefully that's going to work for me. You would do Control A for selecting all, and then you would either right click or use Control C to copy it. I'll go back to my PowerPoint slide show, and then I will paste that code in this little box. And that box, remember, the dialog box, remember, came when I clicked the word video and then chose video from file. I'll do that again, video from website rather, I apologize. And go ahead and paste this with Control V or with the paste button. Now sometimes the embedded code will not be very cooperative, and I want to give you that caveat right now in case there is a problem with it. If I click insert, hopefully in this case the video will appear, and again, sometimes there is a delay because of video file sizes and such. And again, if I go in and use the playback button, I can go in and do whatever I want to now. If I want it to start automatically or on a mouse click, I'll do on click for now. And it looks like that I don't have the option on this particular one to trim the video. Don't know why that's happening, but again, some funny things may or may not happen while you are inserting something from a website. So that's totally your call right there. I just want to give you those caveats because sometimes they don't cooperate as well as you may think. And this one has a little bit of a delay, but it looks like it's going to play for me. I'll stop it for right now, or pause it, and I'll go ahead and run the slideshow. In fact, I'll do it from the beginning just to let you see the whole thing. I believe you understand this already. And here are my various slides that I was showing you during the recording of this video. And here's the current one. And again, there may be a little bit of a delay. That probably would account for my flickering arrow right here. It may be one of these where I chose play upon click. And again, there may be a delay with that. Just be ready for that to happen when you're dealing with videos, especially if they're coming from a website. Sometimes they'll be very cooperative, and sometimes they will not be so cooperative. And hopefully this will play in a very few minutes, and there it is. And sometimes that streaming will cause some difficulties. And I'm glad mine did right here because that may happen to you. And that's the reason, once again, I said as a caveat, please be cautious when using videos and save your presentation. You could lose everything if you've not saved it, and that's something, unfortunately, that we all learned the hard way. What might be a better option sometimes, which the textbook doesn't necessarily tell you, is to use a hyperlink instead of putting the video directly into your slideshow. You can do that very easily by just going back to, I'm trying to find this on the screen as I'm recording. You might want to go up and actually get the web address, the URL, and you can do that if you're clicking share. You can do that by just finding the address. It's typically right there. It says HTTP, and this basically matches what's at the very top of the screen where you see www.youtube. You can do either one of these that you like. Once it's selected, just copy that. And what I typically do in my PowerPoint show, rather than paste it in there directly, because see, if I paste it, it looks pretty ugly. And my paste option may be, I may have several options there, and there's my link. It looks just real ugly when you're looking at the screen. You don't want to see http u2.be and all those crazy looking characters right there. So I'm going to delete that, and rather than do it that way, I'm going to go to insert and choose hyperlink. And it looks like for some reason it doesn't want me to insert There it goes. I had just clicked slide, sorry. Insert hyperlink. And down here, up here at the top, I probably should have said text to display. You would basically click and cut and paste your link on in the address section. So again, refreshing that real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and put some text in there. I'm just going to draw a text box, and hopefully this isn't confusing. And I'm going to put I'm just going to call it bird video. I will select that text with my mouse, go to insert hyperlink, and again, the text to display says bird video at the top of this dialog box, and at the bottom where it says address, just paste that YouTube link right there, click OK, and it will select. The color's a bit light, so I'm going to, just to make it easier to see where the video is concerned, I'm going to make that a darker color. I'll see if it'll let me do that. It should. I'll make it a black color. Make it bold, maybe that should help, and I'm going to increase the size of it right there and see if it will let me make it darker. Not sure what will happen here. Just be ready for the unexpected sometimes. And now when I play this slide, when I go in and click slideshow and choose the current slide, now what will happen is I can click this video link, and you saw the little tip there, and it will go to the website. That way I can play as much or as little as I want to, and when I finish with it, I can simply stop that or play the section I want to play, and I can go back to my PowerPoint presentation. So again, depending on the approach you want to take, you can insert the video itself directly from a file that's on your jump drive or hard drive. You can choose the website where you can embed the code, or you can insert a hyperlink and get your video to play that way. Hopefully this will help you out. Again, it's very fun to include these in your presentations, but be forewarned about the caution that is necessary. Save first. I hope this helps.